Hi, welcome to Yogasite. I'm Dorinda. Today we're going to work with some standing balances. So this has to do with your stability, your growth, your roots, how stable you are on this earth. So we're going to work with some balance poses. Let's come to standing. Just come up slowly. And one of the tools, or two of the tools actually, that we use in balance that help us are engaging the pelvic floor, almost like someone's going to punch you in the stomach, but you lift from underneath and inside. This will help you with, and it's called mula bandha, but it'll help you with stability. And the other one is finding a focus point. So I'm going to help you with that a little bit today. But let's start just by bringing the weight onto the left foot. And all I want you to do is find your focus point and engage mula bandha. One point you're looking at, and then just lift right foot from the ground. If that's too much for you, maybe you even leave one toe on the ground. But I want you to just try not to lock the standing leg knee, but lift from the hips out and engage the pelvic floor. So if this is also difficult, you can try putting the right foot on top of the left, just even allowing the hands to be wherever they need to help you assist. Just a standing balance, and then just for a challenge, I want you to try and look to the left and the right and see if it gets any more difficult because you've lost your focus point. Come back to the center, find your focus point again. Take another breath. And then exhale, place the right foot back down. Now I want you to just close the eyes for a moment, just because there's a difference between your right and left ankle. And noticing that is also noticing there's warmth and energy and tingling around the left ankle. And that's a little different than the right. Yoga is just teaching us to learn to observe. So just observe the difference. Nice. And bring your attention back. We're going to go to the other foot. Bring the weight onto the right foot. Take your time. Engage pelvic floor, mula bandha, and find a focus point. You can leave one toe on the ground or even lift or step foot onto the other and stay for a few breaths here. And the foot has to work a little bit. It's okay. The arms can go wherever they need to help you balance. And if you want just to see if it's more of a challenge, you can look to the left or the right, which will also make it more difficult. And then come back to your focus point in the center. Just for a little while, 30 seconds to a minute. Try and maintain the balance, and you can do this anywhere. Standing in line at the airport, whatever you're doing, waiting at shopping, whatever you need to do. Exhale, place the foot back down, nice, ground the feet again. I'm actually going to take us to a wall to start the next one into a pose that's called half moon. So I'd actually like you to take your left hip to the wall, and your left hand is going to go up in the air. I actually have a block in front of me to assist me with this. I'm going to step my left foot forward and my left hand goes down as my right foot and arm go up. I'm going to take the block in my hand just to assist as I open myself up against the wall. So I'm leaning just a little bit against the wall, but it's just actually helping me to stay stable. So I'm barely touching it. My neck is neutral. I'm trying to open my chest and heart up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to keep the block in my hand as I inhale now, bending my left knee, trying to come up sideways, keeping my shoulders flat to the wall. Now I want to repeat this a few times, also just to strengthen the core and the sides of the waist. Bending the knees slightly, tipping down. I want you to be able to move in slow motion. So you don't really need to go fast, but you want to be able to control this at any phase and stay there. The hand can be on the block or on the ground or just even floating in the air. Try not to put too much weight into the hand. But the process is opening up the hip and the chest up towards the ceiling. Eventually you can look up towards the right hand. And in your own time you can inhale, come up slow motion again, because this is also sometimes harder to do the pose slowly than it is fast. I like to repeat this one several times, just so that we can explore the muscles that we need to be able to do this freestanding on the mat. So I'm actually using a prop behind me right now, the wall, but it can also be done in the middle of the mat. Nice, back up again. We can switch the block to the other side, into the right hand. I'm actually going to back up so that my right hip hits the wall, my right foot goes forward, right arm goes up. And again in slow motion, I'm going to take my left arm and leg up. My right hand comes down, opening up left shoulder, left hip, lengthening the spine with a little bit of support with the wall behind me, but I'm trying to get as little support as I can so that I can engage muscles in the belly. And then inhale, coming back up slowly. I'm going to keep the block in my hand because I'm going to go back up and down a few times. And then exhaling. And you can do this longer if you like. It doesn't have to be just 3 times, but be able to go in slow motion, taking your time, finding the muscles you need to do a sideways balance, half moon pose. And inhale, back up, nice. Now we're going to continue with half moon, but this time I'm going to go into a twisted half moon. And this time I'm going to have my right foot forward, my left hip is on the wall. My left hand goes up in the air. My right foot forward, my left hand up in the air. I tip forward, this time lifting left leg in the back. Left hand goes down to the block. I'm still assisting a little bit with the wall. And now I open right arm up and left leg into twisted half moon. I can stay here a few breaths. Again, this can be done also on the mat, freestanding, but for now we're just using the assist of the wall behind us. On an inhale, what I'd like us to do as we come up is you engage the belly, the arm goes up, and I actually end up facing the wall. I'm going to go back into the pose though one more time, taking my left hip, hand goes down, right arm goes up, left leg goes up. And I get a twist out of this as well. Take some breaths. Also doing this pose as much as possible in slow motion allows you to engage the muscles that you need to come in and out of the pose. Last time. Let's do the other side. I'm going to take left foot forward. Right hand floats down, slow motion, hand to the block. Again, the block isn't always necessary, it's just nicer for some. Left arm goes up, right arm back. Getting a twist in the belly, keep the length in the spine, neck is neutral. Don't forget to breathe. One more breath. On an inhale, floating back up. I'm actually going to end up facing the wall on this time. And because I would like to repeat it a few times, we're going to go back. Again, slow motion on the way down. Hip can touch if you like. Placing hand down. Left arm goes up, right leg goes back. Lengthen the spine and the belly. Relax the face. Breathe. And last time we can bend the knee to come up. Strong legs, strong arms. End up facing. And we're going to come back to standing on the mat. So that was half moon and twisted half moon. Another pose that we do in a balance. Let's just start with the feet stable. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me a little well. Left foot gets the weight. We're going to bend the right knee. And if possible, you're going to reach back and grab your right ankle. If not, you can allow the foot just to float. But see if you can find the right ankle. You find a focus point in front of you, and you engage pelvic floor. Left arm can go up in the air, and you can stay here for a few breaths. If you want to play a little bit, you start to tip forward. You don't need to go far or fast. You can also be pushing with the right leg at the same time. Just take a few breaths. And on the inhale, we come back up. And exhale, place the foot back down. Very nice. Again, you're going to notice the difference between right and left ankle. Let's try the other side. Just from here, bending left knee. You can float the foot, and if you have the space, you can take the ankle. Right arm goes up in the air, belly stays long, heart stays lifted. And on an exhale, you start to tip forward. Continue breathing. And on an inhale, back up. Woo-hoo. And allow the feet to ground again. Close the eyes for a moment, just feeling stability on both feet. Nice. Let's do another balance. We're going to take the feet a little bit further apart this time. Sometimes I even use a wall for this one because I don't really want people rounding their back too much. What I also can use is my block. So I'm going to take my block and put it in front of me just as preparation for this. I'm going to take my right side ankle. I don't want to overstretch it, so I'm going to keep the foot active. My right side ankle and put it on my left knee. My arms go up in the air and I start to bend my left knee. This is going to give me some stretch on the outside of my right hip. Bringing my hands down towards the block or the floor. Let's just stay on the block. I want to keep my back as flat as possible by bending my left knee, but lifting my chest at the same time. My neck is neutral. And I take some breaths here. Now I can do this without the block, that I'm just hanging here in a balance. Or you can use the block just as stability, because it's not the easiest balance to do. And there's a lot of stretch on the outside of the right hip. Last breath. And we're going to come up slowly. You can try and come up stable, and then inhale, and exhale, place the foot back down. Feel both feet grounded again, relax the face. Important in this pose is also that the back stays flat and we don't round the back too much when we go forward. Left side ankle, as we go to the other side, goes onto the right knee. Arms go up, foot stays active. Now you can stay longer in the pose with the arms up as well. So if we stay here for a few breaths, if you want to go further in it, as I said, you can float the arms down here as well, or find a block or the floor for stability. But I want you to keep the back flat, flexing the foot, bending the right knee will give you the stretch on the outside of the left hip and also protect the back. Take a few breaths. Last one, we're going to try and come up stable. If not, you can put the foot down first, but attempt to come up in a strong standing leg and then allow the left foot to go back down. Good. Ground both feet again. We're going to come back down just for a little relaxation. So you can come down slowly onto the hands and knees to sitting and to lying on your back. Nice way to get some balance going. Here, allowing the legs just to straighten the arms, stretched beside the body. Face relaxed from inside out. Close the eyes. And stay noticing your heartbeat. Noticing any sensation you feel around you. Feeling the points where your body hits the ground. And see if on the next exhale, you can't let all those points expand. The back of the head, the shoulders, The elbows, the hands, the hips, calves, the heels. Noticing the breath, softer, relaxing the face from inside out. If you'd like to stay longer in this position, you may. And whenever you're ready to start to wake up, you can bring some movement into the hands, the fingers, the toes. Eventually bending the knees, rolling off to one side. And slowly supporting yourself up back to sitting. Thank you for balancing with me today. Namaste.